Welcome guys and girls to another Division video, and first off in this video let me just start by saying we have hit 1,000 subscribers and I am absolutely amazed. I'm amazed by the fact that I started this channel about a month ago, just over, and it was just to share content with my close friends, and then 4 weeks down the line we have hit 1,000 subs and it is just unbelievable. Like, before a month ago I'd never edited a video, I'd never commentated on a video, so just to think where we're at now, I'm just so thankful for all the support that everyone is giving me, and it is just crazy, absolutely crazy. This is a perfect example for other smaller YouTubers like myself that anything is possible. If you put out content and you find that people appreciate the content, the guides, then you can do anything on YouTube. But now that's out the way, let's move on to today's video. And in today's video I want to talk about the forgotten build, the build that was so good in, was it 1.7, 1.6 maybe? Yeah, maybe 1.7. It was just such a great build and everyone wanted to build it, everyone used it, and if you are an existing player you may have used a variation of this build, but if you're a new player I really recommend that you try this build out because it's so much fun. And with the current meta being stamina builds like Striker and Predator, you know, skills are non-existent. You're lucky to get your heal back in less than a minute, which is not fun at all. You know, the gear sets are strong, but this is just a fresh look at something different that you can use in PvE or PvP. So let's move on and I'll show you the build. So the build is, let's call this the, I don't know what to name it, we'll call it the Taxi Mark. It's a mix between Tactician, Banshee and Predator's Mark. Now this build, like I say, was fantastic. It was a great build. Now I've just tried to build it with classified gear, and I do have it. I have it in my loadouts. You know, it's one of my builds that I have in my loadouts, and recently I've been using it in PvP, especially in the underground. I love it in the underground, and I've also done a bit of last standing skirmish with it. So I thought, why not do a video and show you guys exactly the true potential of this build. Now to start off with the Tactician chest, we have this rolled onto electronics. We have the skill haste. I don't have the maximum 9%, but I have 8%. I will try and keep re-rolling that and get 9%. But skill haste is vital in this build because this build is a 50% max skill haste build. So it is crucial to have the skill haste on the chest. We have the standard health roll, and then the ammo capacity is also nice. Now for the backpack, we have this rolled onto stamina. It is a ninja backpack, and if you don't know about the ninja backpack, what it does is it just basically puts this set together. If the way we've got 2 Predator's Mark, it'll give us 3, and etc. With the Banshee, if we have 2 Banshee, it gives us 3 Banshee. Now on this we have the health roll and the ammo capacity. Onto the mask, we have this rolled onto firearms. We have nearly max skill power. Now feel free to have critical hit chance if you really want it, but I'd suggest using the skill power as it's a lot more beneficial within the build. Now we have burn resistance, which is not too bad. On the gloves we have these rolled onto firearms. Once again, we have the skill haste. We have SMG damage. Some people might want assault rifle damage, but as I'm using the house with the build, I put on the SMG damage. And also, I have critical hit damage over critical hit chance, and the reason for this, is because SMGs come with quite high crit chance, so I prefer to have the crit damage on the gloves. And onto the knee pads, we have these rolled onto firearms. We have the standard health roll, pretty decent health roll. Then finally the holster. We have this on skill haste. Once again, you need the skill haste on your chest, you need it on your gloves, and also you need it on your holster. A vital part to make this build work. Now the mods for this build that I use is, I use skill haste mods. I use 4 skill haste mods. I use 2 electronic skill haste mods on the chest. I use 1 electronic skill haste on the backpack, and then the same on the mask. Now with them 4 active and also the skill haste rolled onto the pieces, that brings me to a maximum of 50% skill haste. So for the knee pads, I can have skill power, and the performance mods across the build are just the standard 6% first aid, self heal. You know, feel free to change these up, you know, experiment a bit, but that's what I find best for the build. Now the guns I'll be using is the house and the M4, and as you can see, the house is a very OP gun, and I run mine with responsive and competent. Now competent is probably the best talent for this build, as your skills come back so fast. It is perfect to use. And then also we have this the card counter, which gives you the increased damage on one half of the magazine, and I think the damage, as you can see displayed, is with the card counter active. It's 25.8k. And also we use the M4, which has got 23.2k damage, and this has also got competent. It's got determined and predatory. This is kind of a secondary backup gun. I use this a lot in PvE. You know, it's insane to have determined because the skills are back so fast, and also if you get a kill, it reduces the cooldowns even further. And then also predatory gives you a nice little health boost. Works really well in this build. Now if I go to the character sheet, this is for the house. We have 32% crit chance and 98% crit damage. Now a lot of people might say that's not great, you know, that's not, you know, sometimes you're looking at around 50% crit chance, that's what you want. But do remember, we don't roll crit chance on any of our gear. We have skill haste and skill power, but there is a reason why I do that, and that reason is because with our pulse we get just under 20% crit chance and crit damage. Now if me calculations are correct, once I pop a pulse I'll have around 51% crit chance and 117% crit damage, so it's a great alternative to reach them numbers. And the cooldown on the pulse is 16 seconds. And then we have the overdose. The cooldown on that is 23.6 seconds. Now, like I say, the current metas being stamina builds, you don't get these type of cooldowns. You know, you're lucky to get your skills back in less than a minute. So skills just don't get used anymore. It's just a great fresh look at a support build that deals damage and also can support your teammates with fast heals. So over to the talents, what do I use? I use on the move. gives me more toughness when I kill a hostile. I use precision. Now, I could swap precision out because the pulse, when I use the pulse, it's basically 100% active. The pulse is back before it's, well, just as it's finished. So maybe if I was running a group, I'd swap precision for triage, as that'll give me faster cooldowns. I run critical save, which is vital for the build, and also strike back, which is again more increased cooldowns. They are the abilities that I find the best, unless I switch it up in a team and have triage on. So yeah, that is the build, guys, and what I want to do now is actually wait there, what I'll do is I'll just show you. There you go. I missed that out, I do apologise for that. That's 50% skill haste, just to show you the build does have it. Now what I want to do is I'll just move on and I'll show you a couple of the damage numbers that we can achieve, mainly with the house when all the buffs are active. So let me just show you a few examples of the cooldowns that this build has, and also some of the damage numbers that this support build can actually produce. Now, as you know, I'm running the recon pulse. If you are in PvP, feel free to change to the conceal pulse. But if we pop the pulse, as so, you can see the pulse is active, but also you'll notice that the pulse is back just as it's finishing, which means that you can have the pulse active nearly 100% of the time. Now you don't get that on, unless you're running a tactician build or you're running maybe reclaimer, a skill build. You don't get that on a DPS build. I'll show you the heal. The heal with a full overheal. As you can see, you know, the pulse is finishing. It's back up again. And as you can see underneath as well, underneath where my grenades are, you can see that nearly all the time competence is active. So that's why I said that is a vital talent for this build, because it gives you 10% increased weapon damage. Now if we go to our damage numbers on our house, you're getting 27.7k damage when every time when you pop a skill. That's because of the competence. Now on top of that, also don't forget, you're going to be getting your 10% damage to targets out of cover. So for a support build with cooldowns that are so fast, this build has always been fantastic. You know, it's still close to my heart. I still use it daily. So I'd really recommend, especially if you're a new player, you know, give this build a go. It is fantastic and a lot of fun to use. I just want to show you one other thing. I've had the squad in, and for hitting 1,000 subs, we have made a beautiful love art out of candles. No, but seriously, thank you so much guys for that. And I really hope this video give you a bit of a fresh look on an old build and try to break the meta a little bit. You know, try and use this in PvE. Let me know what you guys think of the build. Let me know if it's helpful. And if you did like the video, don't forget to leave a like, leave a comment, as I'll always reply. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe. But until next time guys, I'll see you later.